Hey, what's going on, everybody? BDO44 coming at you in another video. All right, so the Lakers got a victory, 129-110 in Orlando. The impossible, the thing I said could not happen, took place. The things that I said had to happen in order for this game for the Lakers to win took place. Orlando Magic had to do nothing, clam up in the face of the king, basically, and then from there, the Lakers had to hit their three-point shots and play well. And I saw everything I needed to see in order to feel good about what took place on top of a victory. I mean, everybody played really, really well. You got to give credit to Russell Westbrook off of the bench with a triple-double. His numbers were obscene. It was like 15, 13, and 14 or something like that. Really, really special stuff. He was hunting rebounds, snatching them from his teammates, but I wasn't mad at him. He was making excellent plays for everybody, running it down the teeth of the defense, making them look like elephants with mice running around their feet, and they were just not handling that very well. From looking at it from the Lakers perspective, everything was great. Looking at it from the Orlando Magic perspective, there's a lot that went wrong there. A lot went wrong there, and we said it in the halftime show video. Rather, their kids just don't know how to play to their size advantages. They were shooting a lot of bad three-point shots, a lot of jumpers that are unnecessary, not putting their back to the basket at any point, shooting jump hooks or nothing, things that ultimately help big men take advantage of situations like today. You can see how this era has failed big men like that. Yeah, they teach them how to shoot the ball. Yeah, they teach them how to be guards, but they don't teach them how to be bigs. You know what I mean? So the superstars of the future, the Wembanyama's and the Bobos and these guys like Chet, they're gonna have to study some of these old Kevin McHale's and some of these old Akeem Olajuwon so they can work some of that into their game. And these NBA coaches are gonna have to let them do that, because what we saw tonight was an abomination. Absolute abomination. Everybody was half their height, and those guys were playing like they were the short ones. And it comes down to style and what these kids are conditioned to work on in certain situations. You could see it. They didn't know what to do with mouse in the house situations. They had no idea how to take advantage of that. Bo shooting jumpers like and 3-point shots and stuff like that over Patrick Beverly. It's like, bro, no, that's not what your dad would want you to do, man. And in Paolo's case, see, I don't really know how to look at Paolo's game tonight, to be honest with you, because he had 5 fouls. And so if I were a Magic fan looking at it from a Magic lens, I don't know if what I saw was him not being removed from the game by the referees. I'm not sure that he was not removed. But all in all, it's one of those things where he was like 1 for 5, and with 5 fouls, he played in foul trouble. He was just not down there. So I would have to literally look at his fouls again and kind of see what the heck was going on down there, because I really don't know. The stat sheet more so told me the story of what was actually happening in my eyes. I just wasn't paying him that much attention, other than to say that he wasn't taking advantage of his size out there when he was down there. But to be honest, he was removed from the game. I thought, I mean, I would love to lie to you guys, man, but I thought it was more about what Orlando didn't do, but then what it was that we did, even though we played very well. I thought they gave us certain things, and we took those things and ran with them. I thought the effort the Lakers had was amazing throughout all the men that we played tonight. Everybody, Thomas Bryant needs to be given so much credit for how efficient he played, and the fact that this was a game where we really needed size. He played up to the size necessary. He was able to catch a lot of good passes, made by Russell Westbrook and various players getting him the ball. And I just really thought that we could not be more pleased with how Thomas approached this game. Wenyen as well, even though he only had 15 to 18 minutes, he played big with those 18 minutes, and you love what you saw from him. Troy Brown, my God, man. I'm not sure I won't ultimately give him the game ball, even though Russell played so well, because at the end of the day, he gave us 3 3-point shots or 4 3-point shots. I don't remember exactly how many it was. I think it was 3, but he was so very efficient. He only missed 1 bucket tonight, played good defense. This was the best Troy Brown offensive game for sure. He just really, really helped us. And then Patrick Beverly. We talk so much about how Patrick Beverly can accumulate scoring and things of that nature, but when you consider the fact that he was also able to give us about 4 3-point shots, he was also able to really pitch in and do some things right tonight, and I felt like I saw him in better lineups for the most part this evening. I don't mind seeing him on the floor with Russell Westbrook, because what you end up having with Russell Westbrook is Russell's tall enough to play on the floor with him. It's sort of like the Lonnie Walker effect. He's almost as big as Lonnie Walker. They're pretty much the same size. So you can have Russell, being a point guard, play next to Patrick Beverly the way that we want to run Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverly. Like that actually doesn't. It looks better than Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverly to me, because Russell provides so much strength in that two guard spot that it allows you to run matchups, and you could switch and things like that. Once you put Dennis Schroeder down there, we saw it tonight. He was kind of taken advantage of. You could really see what they would take. Even though I loved how he was trying to draw charges and things like that, he really made up for what I considered a horrible play for him in the previous game, where he didn't draw a charge and drew a foul instead in a situation where I thought he could stand still. And he was definitely making up for that tonight all over the place, trying to draw charges. Even though they didn't necessarily go his way, I like the effort. But other than that, you gotta say that he was kind of neutralized because of the fact that it's kind of tough for him to find a shot in an offense like this against a team like this in lineups where the guys around him are smaller. So I felt like we kind of got away from that a little more, especially in the second half than we normally do. Left Patrick Beverley to get his normal minutes, but kept Patrick in lineups that had bigger players on the floor. And in the second half, I thought that we really were able to kind of play more conventionally and just bring the game on home. Some of the stuff that we were hoping to see in some of these previous matchups with more Troy Brown, more William, more Thomas, we saw. And it just helped us so very much tonight to do that. Austin Reeves needs to be given a lot of credit as well for the playmaking he was doing out there. LeBron James, of course, I didn't like the three-point shooting he was doing, but the easy buckets and the way he was slashing was ultimately huge for us. So I just can't say enough about the effort the Lakers put out there, diving on the floor, boxing people out, playing very physical, not being afraid to get inside. I thought we did what they should have been doing. We played like we were big. We played like we were 7-footers out there. And they played like they were tiny, and they were afraid to get in the paint, afraid to kind of mix it up with us, afraid to use their size to shoot over us, trying to settle for bad jumpers and stuff like that. They played the way we played when we want to lose. You know what I mean? When we want to just settle for bad shots, not really play any offense at all, not really work the ball around. Like, they just played bad. This was the worst Orlando Magic game they've had since they started playing well. And it was a great time for it to happen because we happen to be the opponent. So I'm very pleased about that. And then when you take advantage of that, when you know who you going up against and you realize they're having a really bad night, and you smell blood and you take it down, that's what you saw tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers smelled blood. They recognized that the Orlando Magic weren't confident, that they were cowering in the face of LeBron James, that they were able to see themselves as bigger players, and we took it to them. Guys like Patrick Beverley, hey, you can't tell Patrick Beverley he ain't 7 feet tall anyway, so he gonna guard you. If you put him in front of Paolo Banchero and Paolo Banchero is just gonna shoot jump hooks over him and brick, it just stops at Patrick showing credit to himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what we saw out there. Guys were just not shooting over guys that were smaller than them, and they were just getting bodied up by tiny people, man. I saw something earlier today on IG that made me think about all the stuff I had said earlier before the game. It said something it was a situation where IG post where two young ladies were boxing each other out in a basketball game. It was a huge scrum down the stretch of a basketball game, and this little bitty girl was boxing out this huge girl all the way through the play. No matter what the situation provided, she was not going to allow that girl to get to the basket. And it said something in the hashtag pride over size or something like that, and it just made me think about all them videos I made about the Orlando Magic having all that size today. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe the pride will work tonight. Maybe it'll be pride over size. And sure enough, it was pride over size. We played big. We didn't care about what was going on down there. We understood that the elephants were afraid of the mice, and we had the advantage because of it. We got to give credit to Russell Westbrook. Just continuing to go straight at them and Patrick Beverley. I thought that when you run small ball against certain teams, it really can have a positive effect. We found tonight. Certain teams don't know how to attack that, especially in this era where everybody wants to shoot jumpers. We really saw it where that ultimately hurt this era. So I stand corrected, man. Everything I said earlier today, it did not age very well in regards to this game. I don't think it's going to age very well if they don't figure out how to use their size properly. They will underachieve against teams who strategize that way. So I don't think you're going to see Paolo Banchero and Vafront, those guys play like this again. I also don't think your coach is going to be there in Orlando very long if he keeps coaching this way. Well, I'm just going to be real with you. A game like tonight, Markelle Fultz had more shots than Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner. I just don't think they allocated their shots correctly. You had Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony, the guards, taking the most shots. And then you had all those bigs playing tiny and slending for jumpers. It was just a bad bad strategy. A lot of times I complain about our coach and our strategy, but I thought the Orlando Magic strategy was horrible tonight, just absolutely horrible, and it worked in our favor, man. I like that kind of stuff. It ain't like I'm complaining. I just tell it how I see it. I don't think that we can rest at all because obviously we know this is not how the game's going to go very often. Okay, I'm not going to front. I don't know that we can get 29 points out of Patrick Beverley and Troy Brown ever again. I don't know that we're going to get like how many threes did they hit between the 7 threes between the two of them. That's offensive production that we just can't count on. That's the problem. A lot of things fell into place a certain way in order for us to win this game, and I am a firm believer that if we played this game 100 times, we'd probably lose it 99 times. This is like that one time. I really believe that. I really, really do. But I also think that if the Los Angeles Lakers have the type of intensity and the type of effort that they had tonight against most teams, we're going to get a lot of wins. That's what I also think. I think that we took care of what we needed to take care of. Forget what the opponent was doing. We play who's in front of us. And today, I thought we did everything we needed to do within the confines of who we are to bring everything we could to an opponent, regardless of whatever the hell they were doing. And since they weren't ready, we beat them. That's what I saw, man. That's exactly what I saw. From top to bottom, this is a team effort, team win, one they can hang their hat on, something that they can kind of build upon. You know, when you consider this roster and what you think your limitations are, you consider the consistency of running this small ball lineup, and you want to see some progression within what it is you're doing. We saw progression. We started the game the same way we start every game, and just like anything else, if you do it a bunch of times, you're going to get better at whatever you're doing, even if it's something that it shouldn't be done. And that's, I think, is what's happening. The continuity aspect of things is starting to make this team have an identity within the small ball way of doing things, and we're learning how to get stops as a small ball team. We're learning how to contest a little better than we did against Charlotte. I thought we contested the three a little better tonight. We're learning how to get in a position to ultimately to box out and things against bigger players, which was good. I thought we did a great job on that tonight. You know, the defense was what needs to be given credit. The Lakers defense somehow kept them out of the paint. Like I said, I think it was more so Orlando kind of settling, to be honest with you, but they had to settle because we were there switching and putting them in positions to feel uncomfortable. You know, putting ourselves in positions to make them have to guess what we were willing to give up, you know, that kind of thing. And we were forcing turnovers as well. You got to give the Los Angeles Lakers all the credit in the world. We were getting in positions to steal the ball from them, even though they didn't turn over the ball very much. When they did turn it over, it was usually because we were forcing it and making it happen to get out in a fast break. I thought that we did some good things on the break as a whole. I thought we ran the break much better tonight. I thought we shot the free throw better tonight. And I thought if you look at the stats, you will see that the Orlando Magic missing free throws actually catered to us in our score as well. They missed more free throws than you would want to see a team miss, and we made ours. But where we also ultimately won this game tonight is at the three-point line, you guys. 17 of 43 three-point shots. We shot more threes and we made more threes. 39% is how we won the game. It's not a way that we are normally going to win games. But like I said, if Troy Brown and Patrick Beverley are going to hit 7 of them, then you're going to have an opportunity to look like a team that can really shoot the three. You know what I mean? And that's where it really was a difference tonight than what we've been seeing pretty much all season. There's been no games where we could really count on those two players to give us any points whatsoever. So on a road, in a game where we're going up against a bunch of big guys, that production was clutch, man. So I think it's a collective win. And if you want to give the game ball to anybody, it should probably be those two players, particularly for doing what it is that they ultimately never do. And if they were who they normally are, we still lose. But because Pat and Troy stepped into the best versions of themselves, they were able to give us enough to beat a team that we probably would normally not beat. So this is a fantastic win for a Los Angeles Lakers team. One you can definitely feel really good about. Tomorrow we go straight into Miami. We don't get a chance to really think about this win. Go straight into Miami. And I honestly haven't even as much as glanced at the Miami Heat in the last 2 weeks. I don't know what the heck's going on with them. So I definitely got to get some homework going and learn fast. But you know, this is just one of those wins where you say, man, hey, if the team ain't gonna play up to their own level, if they're gonna play down to the level of the opponent, we'll be happy to take a win. It's just like I say about any game, in any professional situation. If you don't show up to play against pros, you're going to lose. I don't care how much the matchups work in your favor. I don't care what it says on paper. If you don't show up to box out, if you don't show up to take advantage of your opportunities to do so, if you don't show up and take care of the fundamentals of basketball, and if you don't coach to your strengths, you know what I'm saying, then your team is going to lose. And I thought that's what I saw tonight. I thought their coach put some funny stuff on the floor against us, not really reacting to the lineups that he saw, not really reacting to players who were playing well. I thought if he would have leaned on Wendell Carter more, he only played like 12 minutes, but he barely missed one shot. If he would have leaned on him more, he probably would have had more success. So these are things I'm just appreciative of. As a Laker fan, it's like, yo, if they're going to do that, we'll take the win. We will take the win. You know what I'm saying? I think the scary part for us as Laker fans is seeing small ball work and then understanding that it will continue because of it. It's like, he was running it when it was not working. Now that he beat the Orlando Magic doing the small ball stuff, we don't have any chance of ever not seeing Patrick Beverley and Dennis Schroeder being run on the floor again. Like, that was the only thing about this. If we would have blown this lead, we could have further drawn home the point that the small ball stuff is no good. But unfortunately, he got what he needed to keep running it. So that's the part about this that I think is going to hurt us. Sometimes you don't need to see success in things that are really not going to work for you ultimately. And that it's not going to work for us, man. There are not going to be many teams that we can do this against and actually have success. In fact, we're not going to have success if we do this against this team next week, who we will be seeing, in my humble opinion. But I've been wrong about Orlando already once. Talked them up, said they win a bunch of championships if they do things correctly. But right now, what I've come to understand is they have a long way away from strategizing themselves to being that kind of team. They have some good habits, as I've seen through the study and the working of, through the last couple of weeks of winning. But what we saw tonight was them being completely exposed, and ultimately their immaturity and their youth and inexperience just really reared its ugly head in some very glaring ways. So that's what it was, man. This is what happens when you have a young team. Even if they're really talented, they're gonna have games like this. Even if a guy is Paolo Banchero talented, you still can have games like this, where he's removed from the game and can't stay out of foul trouble and can't hit a shot or what have you. This is just a product of this being his first season. So I'm not down on anything that I saw tonight in regards to the Magic. I still am super high on them long term. Obviously, I don't think anybody's low on them, but this was a bad game. This is a very bad game for their franchise, and couldn't happen at a better time. Could not happen at a better time for mine. So that's what it is, man. Great win for the Lakers to start off this road trip. We're going to see some of the same teams over and over again, just like we did about 2 months ago. Schedule makers did some weird stuff, so we're going to see Atlanta twice. We're going to see, we're going to see this team again, as I said. We see Miami twice over the next 5 games. This is going to get very repetitive. Atlanta twice, Miami twice, that kind of thing. So, yeah, everybody stay tuned. Of course, we'll talk about each and every game. We will continue to break down this team as we see fit. Obviously, my enthusiasm for things, if you're following me, hasn't been as much, but my enthusiasm for my team is just the same. So, as far as the rest of the league, I'm only following them as it pertains to doing homework on them for us. But I'm kind of low on things as I've been seeing it. But all in all, tonight was a good game, and for our team, and it feels good to have something to celebrate about for a change. It's been some rough couple of days since AD went down, and one of the things that I said I would talk about in this video earlier today, and so I'm going to, is ultimately getting away from small ball, because I don't think it ultimately works. Now, this was not the greatest night for that case, but I think we're smart enough to know that Paolo Banchero's not going to go 1 for 4 with 5 fouls ever again. That's probably never going to happen again. And then you look at like Franz Wagner, he had like 14 points. These are things you just can't count on, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Wendell Carter's fighting back from injury. That's not a real thing. He's going to play much better. He's going to have much more minutes in real games. Bo's going to play better in most games. All of that was an aberration. And as I told you guys, Jonathan Isaac is getting healthy. He was out there tonight on the floor. I hadn't seen him in 2 years. He's in street clothes, so like I said, he's getting healthy. That's another 7-footer they're going to throw in there who can play defense and make things impossible. I do believe that if they figure themselves out, learn how to play to their size, they will be as dominant as I thought they would be, as I described in the videos earlier today. But they're a young team, and they got to figure that stuff out, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, That's what I want to say about that. Uh, Kendrick Nunn, man, with the few minutes that he got in this game, he hit 2 quick threes with a lot of confidence. The most hot and cold player in the world, but I do want to see him get a chance to play tomorrow against the Miami Heat, a team that is his old squad, of course, the only team he's ever played for besides us, and the first time he's gotten a chance to play against this team. And of course, the last time he played on that team was in the bubble in the finals where he played really, really well. So he signed with us right after that and hadn't played against Miami since he missed the season last year. So this is one of those games where it's like, yeah, let's try to rally around, seeing to it that the old Miami guys get an opportunity to enjoy their time in this building tomorrow. Obviously, the other Miami guy, some dude named LeBron, he'll be coming back to Miami tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure he's going to want a victory because of it, obviously, just in general. So, yeah, this is an important game coming up tomorrow. This is an important game for our chemistry, for the start of this road trip. Since we got this victory, we want to get a 2-game winning streak, sweep the Florida road trip. And like I said, I would be a fool if I sat up here and said, yeah, and the Heat are doing this, and this. I don't know. I'll find out, though. I'll definitely get back to you. But what I can say is Tyler Hero's been cutting the league up real good. I know that much. And Jimmy Butler's been out lately. And so chances are, with him being day-to-day for the last couple games, he's going to want to come back tomorrow against us just like everybody else. So it is what it is, man. As I said, there was a couple guys tonight that played really well for the opponent. We give them credit. Markelle Fultz. As I said, Cole Anthony did some good things. I saw Mo Wagner's continuing to really ascend. He's playing well, good efficiency there. Who was it else? There was some other people, too, that played very well for the Orlando Magic, but ultimately you got to give my team the credit. That's who needs the credit tonight. Austin Reeves, Troy Brown, Patrick Beverly, these guys are Thomas Bryant, Wenyen Gabriel. I just like what I saw, man. LeBron James obviously did some great things scoring the ball, even though I just want him to scale back on the threes. I thought we took some steps backwards with the three-point shooting tonight, and the stats told the story. But of course, we didn't lose, and that's ultimately what we're pleased about. And, of course, Russell Westbrook he spearheaded the whole thing. His pace, him going straight at them repeatedly, finding others, rebounding like crazy. They just had nothing for how he was penetrating tonight. Nothing. You know, the way that you would think they would be trying to get into our paint and all of that, this was the way that Russell Westbrook was getting into theirs and all of that. And I'm telling you, I loved it. The lobs that we had, special lob that Austin Reeves had to LeBron James. I thought the ankle on that, the way he was able to keep the ball away from Bol, that was a spectacular lob, man. Spectacular. And that's why I want to see Austin Reeves get a bit more playmaking opportunities, because he is one of our best playmakers. He's continuing to get better at that as well. So, yeah, the effort was there, man. And Troy, I just want to see Troy play like this more often, man. How come I see Troy Brown play bad for 4 games in a row, lose all the confidence in the world and homie, and then he comes out and look like this again? We're like, which Troy is it, bro? Who are you? And it's not for you to answer that to us. It's about you looking in the mirror and saying, this is who I want to be every day. This is who I want to be every day, because it's a confidence thing for this guy, man. It's a confidence thing. You can see it when the ball releases. Some days he releases it and he feels great. Other days he releases it, it's like he doesn't feel he's professional. And so it's about, who does Troy believe he's going to be on that day? Is Troy going to be superstar Troy? Is he going to be poor man Paul George Troy? Or is he going to be Troy Brown that showed up against these last couple games and then didn't scratch it all? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the problem with the Lakers, is that we look at players like that, salute the Kobe minute, as we always do. But we look at guys like Troy Brown and say we can't be certain of what we're going to get from him. So chances are you're just going to get nothing, and you assume when you put him in the game, he might get a deflection, he maybe hit a couple free throws, maybe get a dunk, but he's going to brick his shots, and that's it. But then you have a night like tonight where he doesn't miss anything, and it's like, well, damn, if we got that from him every night, we'd be a different team. You know what I mean? And granted, his minutes are inconsistent. I would like our coach to lean on him more like he did tonight. But it's like, if Troy gives you can give Troy these same 15 minutes, and he might not do anything the next night. So it's just like, we got good Troy tonight, man. But I'm just worried the bad Troy will be right back tomorrow, and that's that sort of thing. So that's going to be the conversation about Troy Brown. Who are you going to be today, man? That's what we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it just like that. Who does Troy see himself as today? Is Troy Brown a scrub today? Or is Troy Brown got some upside today? It's up to him. It's up to him. We don't say that about everybody. Some of these guys, every day. Wenyen Gabriel's Wenyen Gabriel every day. You know what I mean? Even playing well or not, he's Wenyen Gabriel. Austin Reeves every day. Whether he's playing well or not, the confidence level and belief in self is still the same thing. But with Troy, nah, I can see it in his eyes. Some days he believes he's an NBA player, other days he believes he's a YMCA guy. And that's what needs to improve. He's got to see himself as an NBA guy every day, because we need him. You feel me? It's not like he's just some complimentary piece like he may have been in other situations. Nah, bro. You're one of the most important pieces we got. And if our coach can believe in you, we can compete. But if he doesn't believe in you and we're continuing the small ball stuff, nah, it doesn't work. So a lot of what is going on is contingent on Troy Brown. Unfortunately, a guy like Max Christie, who was always Max Christie, he's a rookie. So our coach got that mindset about rookies don't play and all that stuff that I just don't believe in at all. But whatever, I just kind of watch people and do their own thing. So for me, Max Christie would be a regular rotation, getting about 15, 20 minutes a game. But we saw him down the stretch of the basketball game. The last 2 minutes, and he didn't get a chance to do anything. And I don't like it. I hate it. I don't agree with the rookies can't contribute. Gotta wait for them to get together. Wait till half a season and then let them pick up at the last end of it. No, I don't like that. You know why I hate that ultimately? Because some players, Kobe Bryant, gets cheated out of an opportunity at really having a rookie season because of that bullcrap. Truth be told. And it's the teams whose coaches don't have that mentality that give young players opportunities that ultimately get a chance to prove that they are a certain thing. So the scale isn't the same across the board with rookies, depending on the coaches that coach them and the organizations and their enthusiasm for playing young players. And so when you give a rookie of the year, you do understand that half the rookies are not in a position to even compete for it, and it's not within their control. So for me, it's like, I don't like it. I want all these coaches to get that bullcrap out of their minds, play your rookies immediately, and give them all an opportunity at a historical rookie season if they're capable of such. Especially if your team is trash and you need that player any damn way, like us. I just want the NBA to evolve, man. That's all I'm saying. Evolve. Youth is the way. But if youth ain't going to learn how to look into the past and take advantage of certain things that helped bigger players score on smaller players, then the youth is going to lose. And that's exactly what we saw tonight. A bunch of big guys playing like tiny guys, and a bunch of tiny guys with experience taking advantage of them big guys who didn't know what the hell they were doing. And that is why the Lakers won tonight. So that's what I'm here to say, man. Great win, Lakers. Let's get Miami tomorrow. Video 44. Thank you all for watching. Out.